Hi everyone, how's it going today? It's Atsu. So today I'm going to quickly talk about how to improve your speaking. And the reason I wanted to make this kind of video, even though I've talked about it so many times before in the previous videos, is I thought this would be a good refresher for you to remind yourself of what you have to do in order to improve your English. And also having posted some videos before doesn't necessarily mean that everybody would kindly watch those videos. So I just wanted to kind of do a bit of a recap, making a new type of refresher kind of video. And today I didn't prepare a script or anything, so I might sidetrack here and there, but please bear with me. And I'm gonna do this only in English, and the reason being, I thought speaking in English all the time throughout the video would be the best way to show my current level of English, so that you can use it as a basis of judging whether you should watch this video or not. And if you don't think this is worth your time, then you should just skip this video and watch somebody else's videos. But I'm pretty sure there are certain points that you can relate to because, I grew up in Japan and I started learning English when I was 17. So I think from many perspectives, this video will resonate with you, hopefully. Okay, so let's begin. So before specifically talking about what you have to do in order to improve your speaking is to have a crystal clear understanding on, what is this particular skill that exists in speaking, but not in other skills that you have to develop so that you can communicate with people with no problems, right? And this particular element that exists only in speaking is, a simple answer to it is instantaneousness. And what I mean by instantaneousness is sort of ability to very quickly produce a sentence by putting together all the pieces of knowledge that are in your head. Okay, so when you write something, you have plenty of time to think about what to write. So it is not as difficult as speaking from that perspective. However, when it comes to speaking, you have to be able to construct a sentence, and the process has to happen very, very quickly, right? So this instantaneousness often becomes a big hindrance for people who are trying to speak English because they can't really, even if they theoretically understand how to make a sentence to mean what they want to communicate, it doesn't necessarily mean that they can put them together just very quickly. So now that we understand what the problem is or the critical thing that we have to address in the process of building our speaking ability, then we can now finally, strategize our study plan. And that instantaneousness comes only from practice. And some people practice speaking maybe once a week or once a month. It's better than nothing, but it's not gonna kill it. You're not gonna make it by practicing only once a week or once a month. So you have to be speaking all the time, pretty much every day. But all the time is a bit of a stretch, but maybe preferably say 2 hours, 3 hours every single day to build this instantaneousness. So now that we understand, instantaneousness is the issue that we have to address, and to address the issue, we have to practice every day. But now the problem is we don't have as many opportunities to speak as it is required to, be able to speak English every single day, 50 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours. It doesn't sound kind of feasible, does it? However, it is. There are so many tools that you can use. So the first thing that you can use is online conversation lessons, right? So I'm affiliated with Cambly, but I'm not saying this only because I'm affiliated with Cambly. There are so many different types of online conversation services out there. When I started learning English, there was only one, but now there are plenty, so there are so many different types of options. And what online conversation platforms provide you with is it will give you an opportunity, like I said, to talk in English with a native speaker on Cambly, but on other platforms, I don't know, but you can talk in English, say 30 minutes, 50 minutes every single day for how much, say 50 to 150 bucks, I think. And I think this is such a reasonable investment because say, imagine, you spend $100 for everyday conversation, and $100 is for a month, right? So for a year, it's $1,200, and for 5 years, if you continue doing that for 5 years, that's only $6,000. And the reason I said it's only $6,000 is what you can get out of it is your fluent speaking ability, right? So imagine yourself being able to communicate in English very fluently in 5 years' time. Compared to $6,000, I'm pretty sure, your initial investment has been recovered, as soon as you realize that you are communicating in English with no problems. Having said that, taking a lesson just for the sake of taking it doesn't necessarily give you the result that you're after. So you have to prepare yourself. You have to make a list of items that you want to achieve for each lesson so that you can get the most out of that experience every day. And also that way you can measure your performance. Without being able to measure your performance, you're not going to be able to improve yourself. And also you should check out this video so that you can, get your head around what sort of preparation you need to make so that you can make every single lesson the most valuable one. Okay, so this is the very first thing that you're going to need to do to, build all the connections you need between knowledge in your brain so that you can unconsciously speak, right? Like rather than consciously putting together logically all the things in your head and make a sentence. That is too slow. Of course, that is required at first, but gradually you have to kind of step out of it. The second thing that you're going to have to do is to speak to yourself in English, not in Japanese, okay? Because speaking to yourself in Japanese won't help it. So make sure you speak to yourself in English, whatever you have free time in your hands. And I said taking an online conversation lesson every day is definitely, a critical element that you need to implement in your study plan. But on top of that, you want to be able to utilize your spare time more effectively so that you can bolster your speaking ability. And whenever I frame speaking to yourself as an effective way to improve your speaking, I often get this question like, how can you make sure that your English is correct? But in most cases, actually, you just need to Google. So you've got your smartphone, so you just need to Google, like typing a particular sentence that you want to say, maybe in Japanese or in English, and then you're going to find a similar sentence, and then you can reconstruct that sentence so that you can make your own sentence that is grammatically and also vocabulary-wise correct. So of course, it's not going to be 100% correct all the time, but most of the time, it's going to be a really good level of accuracy. So you should definitely, make sure that you Google whenever you come across a situation where you don't know how to say what you want to say. And a lot of people actually ask me questions without even Googling. So I think that's going to be the very first step that you need to understand. And you can do this when you're walking outside, right? So for example, you put your AirPods on and you start talking, and I'm pretty sure people around you, just think that you are having a chat with an English speaker and that's it. So you don't have to feel too awkward, just do it. It's gonna make a big contribution to your English, and people don't really care about you as much as you think they care, so don't worry too much about it. Just focus on what you want to achieve. Okay, so that is all for today. Just to do a bit of a recap, there are two things. Number one, English conversation lessons. You should definitely get started on that today. And the second thing is to speak to yourself. Let's routinize it and you're not gonna feel awkward anymore. That is all. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.